Let's take a look at this algebraic expression. It says that terms are separated by plus signs or minus signs. So when we look at this expression, we see four terms. Here, 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 and here. Here's another algebraic expression. We're going to name the coefficients and the constant. The coefficient is a number that comes in front of a variable. So out of these three terms, the two terms with variables right here have numbers in front of them, and those are called the coefficients. So the coefficient with this y term is 5, and the coefficient with this x term is a -2, because we always want to make sure that we take the sign in front of the term. The constant is the number that does not have a variable with it. And so this middle term right here is 3, and that's called the constant. Let's take a look at the difference between like terms and unlike terms. Here's a few examples of like terms. Since 3x and 4x are the same, they both have x's, then those are going to be like terms. And same thing with these two examples. We have two y terms and two c terms, so those would be able to combine. Here's a few examples of unlike terms. 2x and 8 would not go together because the 8 does not have an x. 5x and 5y would not go together because those are different variables. And same thing with this third one. -4a and 7b are different variables, and you can't put a's and b's together. Let's look at part A. We're going to first look to simplify the expression by combining like terms, and then name the different parts of the expression. Now, the terms that are alike would be these two x terms. So we have 6x and 1x. With this x, if there's not a coefficient in front of the term, it's always a 1. So to combine those two terms, we would have 6x plus 1x, which is going to give us 7x. And the -2y and the -5 don't have like terms, so we just write those down. The number of terms would be 3. 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 terms. Coefficients, if you remember, are the numbers in front of the variables. So the coefficient with this x term would be a 7, and the coefficient with this y term would be a -2. And the constant, remember, is the term that does not have a variable. So the constant would be right here, -5. Let's take a look at part B. Again, we have to remember to look for like terms and combine them if we can. So we see two m terms, and those are going to be able to combine. So we have a +5m minus 6m. And 5 minus 6 is going to give us -1m. So we end up with -m, which is the same as -1m, plus 3n plus 2. Number of terms is the same as part A. There'd be 3 terms. The coefficients would be, with this m term, that's a -1, and with this n term, that's a +3. So the coefficients are -1 and 3. And the constant would be the number without the variable, which is +2.
Okay, part C is a little bit harder because we have the distributive property in here too. So to simplify this, the first thing we have to notice is that this -3 is connected to this set of parentheses. So the -3 has to get multiplied by everything inside of there. Since we're not doing anything with the 6y, then we're going to write 6y first, and then we're going to distribute -3 in. So we take -3 times x, which is -3x, or -3x, and then we have to take -3 times negative 2y. And negative 3 times negative 2 is positive 6. So we'll put it in as plus 6y. And now when we look to combine like terms, we see that we have 2y terms. We have 6y plus 6y, because we always want to take the sign that's in front of the term. And 6y plus 6y is 12y. And since there's nothing to combine with this negative 3x, then we just write it as 12y minus 3x. And that would be our final answer.